Welcome back to the channel. So yesterday, on my way to go pick up the pickup truck that we borrow when we need to go get longer materials, I did a 4 or 5 minute kind of intro while I had some windshield time, just talking about things that seem to have been setting us back on this project. Starting with, waiting for warm enough weather for the concrete, and then snowstorms and ice storms and rainstorms that only let me work an hour a weekend, delays in shipping of materials, things like that. Kind of a complaining video, if I'm being honest. I'm not going to show you that video. This is not that video. Got home from the Home Depot and had some materials and was in my shop and getting ready to go back out in the woods. I'd already worked the day before, kind of catching up on that skirting, and stepped out of my shop onto a sideways step and sprained my ankle really bad. Having a hard time walking today. So it's funny, the physical limitations of the body, and you look at all the other things that we can complain about, and it kind of pales in comparison to if you don't have a healthy body, it doesn't work. If you're new, if you don't know who I am, I'm a little overweight, otherwise fairly healthy. And so instead of complaining, I think I want to take this opportunity to just say, it's a blessing to be able to do the things that I get to do. It's a blessing that I have full weekends to do things. It's a blessing that I work for a really good employer who will allow the random vacation day in the middle of the week to do stuff to take advantage of weather. It's a blessing to have a pickup truck to borrow. It's a blessing to have woods that I can put this in. And so, not sure when you're viewing this, but this is actually Easter morning. I'm going to go work. Our church is having a service outside, and unfortunately it's in the middle of the field, and I don't think that I can walk there. But I can walk back to the woods and then sit and do some work just out there and not move very much. Once I get out there, I'm good. So I'm going to head out there. Don't know what your faith level is. Not putting my faith out there for you. But I think blessings cross faith lines, and if we're willing to accept them and see them for what they are, then we can all benefit a little bit better. So hope you're well. Hope that you enjoy this video. Let's get to work. I'm gonna hobble out in the woods. Yesterday, we got this side done, and this side, and this half here, including my door. So today, I'm hoping to finish up this. There's the door, there's the front. Finish putting up those couple panels, and then we're gonna lay our floor down. And now, the whole front is done. My door is right there, hidden from view, just how I wanted it. We're all tucked in. Now we're ready for the floor. So we are ready to lay our floor now. This Reflectix, the bubble foil, is gonna go down first, be nailed to, stapled to here, to our joists, and then the plywood is going to go on top of it, and then we'll nail through it. That'll create the vapor barrier from anything coming up. Now this is 4 feet wide. Our plywood is 4 feet wide. So that sounds like it's perfect, right? Wrong. If this ends on this stud halfway down, and the plywood goes on top of it and ends at this joist halfway down, you've actually got a gap in your vapor barrier. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna slide this down, probably just one joist, slide it down, cut the end off, and then this will be our first roll, and then we'll start another full 4-foot roll of this down. And then our plywood will lay down here, and because this will be on a full run of this, it'll come to, you know, about there. We'll actually have a continuous vapor barrier getting down below. So we start by stapling this first, and then we put the plywood down. We are starting on the east end of the cabin, the bedroom end. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna line it up with the end here. We're gonna unroll it, staple it down, and then cut off the excess. All right. Go ahead and drop it down. Yeah.
Cut it?
All right.
I think
Stay.
it does need to be wrapped.
Should be.
Like cut it with the...
Yeah.
You want it on to the edge or wait?
To the edge is fine.
It's kind of hard to see.
Remember to push that blade. We can always trim it, so.
All right.
All right. I'll come down and staple there, and you cut the other side. Actually, I'm gonna let you cut the first side. Go ahead and cut it.
Probably would be easier with a razor blade.
Yeah, probably. The videos that have you on them get more views anyway, so you might as well stay on camera.
Should have cut from the other side. You could have had a booty shot.
Woo! All right, we'll finish stapling that, do the rest, and be back for the plywood. It's plywood time! So we have tacked our end, or side, I guess, and our end, and started putting stuff across, started putting nails in along the seam. But how do we figure out where those two joists are that are in between? Well, the easiest way to do it is to use a chalk line. And Allie's dancing in the background. You can only see her feet. So what we're gonna do is we know where our joists are because that's where our nails are on the outside of the building. So we're gonna snap a chalk line and then we'll know exactly what's going on. Come here. All right, let's do this one. Go ahead. All right, let's do the next one. Try to get it a little bit higher, okay?
Higher?
Yep, just like that.
Didn't even do anything.
Didn't work. Put her back in. So we're going to redo that one, but that's the idea, is then we nail along that chalk line and we know that we're nailing into our joist below. And yeah, that's it. Now we do the rest. So the floor is done, but there's one more step. This is not treated. This plywood is not treated like everything else because it's going to be on the inside. It's going to be facing where we live. So you don't want those chemicals around you. But that also means that this, since it's not treated, if it got rain on it, that'd be a problem. So I saw this from another YouTuber. This is plastic with vinyl strings in it. And once I saw his, I saw about 4 other people doing the same thing. Basically what we're gonna do is lay this out over the whole floor. And we're gonna leave it there until this place is dried in. And then we'll just cut around our stud walls along the edges so that it'll be underneath the studs, but it won't be anywhere else. So that's what we're doing. And we're almost done. Well, that's it for today. I have not been as tired as I am right now any of the days that we've worked so far. You too?
Yeah.
Probably doesn't help that I'm walking with a limp. Allie doesn't have great shoes, so her feet probably hurt too.
Yeah.
But we are all the way to the floor and dried in. There's literally nothing left to do but build walls, put in windows and a roof. Like, we're done with all the rolling around and poison ivy infested dirt. Ugh, I still have some. So anyway, thank goodness there's 2 weeks between these videos because I get to recuperate next weekend, or this next 2 weekends. Our big lumber order, the rest of the material, is being shipped to us in about 9 days.
I think you said the 14th.
Yeah, something like that. Or 13th. I don't know. But anyway, so we're there. It's so freaking exciting. Anyway, that's it. I'm not going to ramble anymore. Thank you for hanging out with us. This was a fun video to watch the progression and literally be done with everything that involves terrible work. Now it's just grunt work and a lot of math. All right, thanks for watching. Appreciate you. I think I'm supposed to say subscribe, hit like, all that kind of stuff. Helps us out. And we'll catch you on the flip side.